Yo, welcome back to the job. So we are on the shop refurb. So this one has basically come to a close for us right now. So where we're at right now, we're waiting for the shop fitters to come in and do it. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how we've left it, what stage we're at, a little brief overview if you haven't watched any of the previous videos of how we've got it to this right now and what the shop fitters are expecting. So this job here, if you haven't seen any of the previous videos, go and check them out. So this shop is going to become basically two shops become one. That's the right way around. So what we've got is we've took this massive wall out, which was an absolute pig to take down, but it was down. So in there is some huge steels. So this top one up here weighs just shy of a ton, and then the two side ones are about 450k each one. So it was literally just a case of popping it up on your shoulder and whacking her in, and it was all good. So also you might notice that on the floor there is a big section around there where we've had to dig out massive pad stones under there, and there's also, we discovered the inside what was old drainage, the old clay pots are in there. We actually had the three-phase mains which actually supply the shop, that shop, and also then piggybacks onto, so it's a shared supply onto this side of the shop. And also, I believe we've got the gas mains in there, so that was a bit tricky, and we nearly thought, just drainage, we'll just cut through it because they're in the way, we'll redo it. Good job we didn't. So for us on this job, it was basically a case of stripping the whole place out, because it used to be a Buc-ee's. So we stripped the whole place out all the way back to basically as bare bones. We also then were down to do all the electrics in here, which is what we've all done as we stand right now. So it's all boarded, skimmed out as far as we need to. So there's all going to be suspended ceilings all the way through. But I just want to show you a quick overview for those of you who have been following the progression of this shop, of where we're right now, leaving it as we speak right now. So as you'd have seen from the previous videos and stuff, we had all the big massive cables all the way hanging down all over the place. So we've changed all that up, obviously, because we're not going to leave it like that, because that would be ridiculous. So we use the spit nailer to secure up all the way down onto here, and then we zip tied everything literally all the way along, but that's not good enough, is it? Let's be honest, that is not good enough. So what we've then done is used those fixings there. So we used the banding strap with the spit nailer, and then went all the way along to various different locations on there to make sure that we comply with all the fire regs, because the last thing we want to do in the case of a fire is to have premature collapse, which there is absolutely no way this is going to happen in this shop build, because not only have we got that, we're also going to have the suspended ceiling coming down roughly that height all the way through to the front. So you've obviously got all that as well anyway, but there's no way that we would leave it and it's all ready to go. So all on here, so we've got the centre, the front of lighthouse lights here, we've got emergency lights going on, all looped up, ready to go. Now this back section here, we've got, so we've got emergency light for here is going to be going in, and then this is going to be our first light, because there's no suspended ceiling. We've been told it's going to be surface mounted lights across here, but we've stopped at this point. So the other thing that's happened, we've had to pull all the plaster off this wall because it was absolutely just falling to bits. So we've had to reboard and skim that wall out. So one of the other things that happens, that whenever Sean is involved in anything near water, although he actually didn't touch it, genuinely didn't touch it, basically what happened is, if you can see that water mains up there, so that actually had corroded off. So it burst and we had full pressure, and it also feeds all a load of flats and stuff upstairs. And I came in, I was actually half an hour away on our other site in Sapcut, and I got a phone call of, quick, 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 you need to get over here, we're flooding. And when Sean said he is flooding, he means flooding. So he spent half an hour trying to hold back the pressure because the sod's law, the stop tap outside, which is just outside the shop front right now, was seized completely solid. So as soon as I turned on, I had the right gear to do the job, turn it off, and then we had to redo the water supply, and then Lou and Sean had to go home and get changed because they were literally like drowned rats. And I wanted to film it, but I did think I'd probably get smacked in the face if I just decided to get the camera out rather than actually help them out. But yeah, so that was interesting nonetheless. Okay, so the other section of this job was to remove the consumer unit, which was here. As you saw again in a previous video where we put a temporary supply in. So all the cables come down, obviously into my corners here, and they actually go through, because we're just going to have one main consumer unit for the entire, basically one shop now. So that's going to be replaced on the other side when we're doing the other phase on the second fix, which you will see. So like I say, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do, turn your notifications on, and you will see all that. So where we're at right now, I'll take you into the office spaces, because these are all the things that have like developed and moved on as far as we go. So in here, we've got some trunking in. We've got all our cable drops back to our light switches because the client doesn't want all mains light switching back in there. He wants them actually in this little office space. So I've still got first and second fix to do really in this space. Needs a couple of sockets in, the lights, and then to transition through into a little basically staff toilet and kitchen area. So the little kitchen area in here is, so basically it is what it is. There's a tiny little kitchen area which we're going to put a little oversink, a little water hand wash station thingy doofer, and then basically a light, and that's all it's having in here. Maybe a cheeky socket, maybe, but I'm not down on for a socket, to be fair, actually saying that. So the floor had to all come up. So the floor had the old dreaded quarry tiles. So that had to come up all the way through. So yeah, so it's a bit, there's been quite a lot of work, to be fair, involved in all this, getting this how it is right now. But obviously with that, it's always ever evolving, so nothing on these jobs are ever straightforward. As people who do this for a living know, nothing really is straightforward, and you have to be able to adapt to the job, which leads me on to our channel sponsor for this video. So we're sponsored by Tradeify. I don't make any bones about that. I mean, and why should I? Let's be honest. So for this job right now, what happened is obviously as the time's gone on, we've been able to go straight onto our phone, alter it as we're going to say, yes, we need additional work, so this is how much it's going to cost you, and send it straight away. There's no faffing about. The customer then can clearly say, yes, I like that, and that's crack on. Gives us the green light to go, yeah, brilliant, or ooh, actually a bit too pricey, can't do that, let's do something different. So one of the things I noticed last night from Tradeify, which is absolutely wicked, is because they're constantly updating things to make the system better and better and better, and they're brilliant for feedback. So if you give them feedback, say, oh, I think you should do this, Tradeify, they'll do it, okay? So as long as it's feasible for them, they will do it. So I noticed last night, genuinely last night, is that I sent off a quote to 2 people last night, okay? So I smash quotes out ridiculously quick now, so it gives me loads of time back in the evening. But it also now sends the customer a cheeky little text message as well to say that your quote is ready at your email. Please look on here. Sends a little link. Absolutely wicked. So well done Tradeify for that. It's absolutely brilliant. So if you haven't yet tried it, it's completely free trial, 14-day, okay? And I mean free. So there's no putting your bank details in, okay? So there's no, you have to sign up for your subscription to try it. And if you forget after 30 days, you know, you're gonna be tied in. Nope, doesn't happen. And that was one of the key things for me, because I wanted to try it first, and that's what I did. And once you love it, because I know you will, because who isn't? Because you're obviously stupid if you don't. if you use the promo code GHawk50, you'll get 50% off for the first 3 months. So like I say, thanks to our sponsor for this video, but go and check them out. Hope you've enjoyed this, and if you have, make sure you give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.